Hello everyone, I'm your host Heather Dawson, and it's a pleasure bringing you the best of California every week on our show.
Heather, many of us are familiar with the term fracking, but do we really know what it means or how it could affect our state's future? I sat down with two experts today to learn more. What is fracking, and is it safe?
Sure. It's a procedure that the oil and gas industry uses at the very end of the drilling process. And there's three components that go into hydraulic fracture stimulation. Number one, fresh water. Number two, sand. And number three, chemical that acts as a lubricant. Now, 99.5% of that mixture is fresh water and sand. When we inject it at high pressure down the wellbore, it cracks open the formation, which is very brittle, and it allows oil and gas to travel to the surface. Now, more importantly, fracking is this tool that has allowed us to now find and unlock hundreds of years worth of natural gas and oil, and is the essential tool that's behind the argument that America can be energy self-sufficient. It's instrumental and it's essential to the industry.
Is it safe?
No, fracking is not safe. And that's why you're finding so many communities who are raising alarms about fracking. The process of hydraulic fracturing, this relatively new method of extracting natural gas, is contaminating watersheds. And once you contaminate an underground aquifer, you don't clean it up.
And I would tell you that fracking is safe. It's a tool that's been utilized since the 40s in the United States. 1.5 million wells have been fracked, and it's highly regulated. It's regulated by each state in the union.
Where can people go if they have concerns about fracking in their community?
You can go to major publications, you can go to the EPA.gov, and what you're going to find out is each of these publications have different viewpoints. The debate and the conversation continues.
You'll hear from the oil and gas industry that there are different studies that say different things. Same exact thing the tobacco industry said in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s, that science is not conclusive. We are already seeing the impacts of fracking on human health, on the quality of our air and water.
That's absolutely not true. There's counter viewpoints to all of this information out there, and there hasn't been any organization to come out and said that fracking is unsafe to your health, it's unsafe to communities. All of those things are complete misstatements.
What are some of the available alternatives to natural gas?
The alternatives to natural gas, the alternatives to coal and oil, are more cheap, more technically viable, and coming online in greater quantities than ever before. Here in California, our state will soon hit 33% of its power coming from solar and wind combined. What we're seeing across the country is hundreds of coal plants are coming offline. They're being retired, and they are increasingly being replaced by clean energy.
There are no other types of energy that can displace coal, natural gas, and oil to power America. The EIA even says in the next 50 years, there's no way the technology that exists today can even be utilized to store the energy created when the wind's not blowing and the sun's not shining. So if California wants to get the bulk of their energy from wind and solar, they're gonna have very, very hard times in the nighttime when there's no energy coming from those two power sources.
Is natural gas truly the answer to energy independence in the U.S.?
Good God, no. We have an opportunity to displace all fossil fuels steadily over the next several years and embrace clean energy in greater quantities. If Germany can get almost 50% of their power coming from the sun, why can't we?
Why can't we? I think the quick answer is because the technology doesn't work. Is natural gas the answer to American energy independence? It's one half the equation, absolutely. Oil is the other half of that equation. We're married to foreign oil. We spend $300 billion a year bringing it in from the Middle East, from Venezuela, from countries that don't consider America their friend. We have a gift from Mother Nature. It's beneath our feet. It's called oil and natural gas, and there's hundreds of billions of barrels of oil and trillions of cubic feet of natural gas. It would be a travesty not to find a way to extract those two natural resources for the betterment of our country. Americans love convenience, Americans love reality, and the reality is that coal, natural gas, and oil are America's energy today and America's energy future tomorrow.
In San Francisco, I'm Holly Kmeyer for California Life.
Coming up on California Life, we're visiting Dr. Allison Tate of Pasadena Urogynecology to find out the new treatment method available for women suffering from urinary incontinence.
Let's face it, it's a problem most women don't like to talk about. But the fact is, 1 in 4 women suffer from urinary incontinence. But there is help for this ongoing problem, and Gabrielle Daddario has more.
It's shocking but true. About 1 in 3 women are dealing with urinary incontinence, commonly known as bladder leakage. In Control Medical has come up with a new device, InTone, and Dr. Allison Tate of Pasadena Urogynecology is here to explain what it is and how it'll help.
InTone is a device that women can use, women who specifically have urinary incontinence, and it's a device that is used to increase pelvic floor strength to try to reduce any embarrassing or bothersome symptoms related to involuntary leakage of urine.
While it might be an embarrassing issue to talk about, the fact is bladder leakage, even just a few drops, is not normal, and it can get worse if it's not treated. When you think leakage, you might instantly think about the time you sneezed so hard you had to run to the bathroom because you urinated on accident. But Dr. Tate explains that's not the only type of problem women are dealing with.
A more common type of incontinence in younger women is called stress urinary incontinence. It's the kind of leakage that you have if you cough, sneeze, jump up and down, jumping jacks, and with those events simultaneously urine leaks out. That can occur in all age ranges, but it does happen more commonly in younger women who've had children. As women approach menopause or perhaps they're postmenopausal, we do more commonly see a more difficult type of urinary incontinence to treat, which is called urge urinary incontinence.
Urge urinary incontinence is related to the hyperactivity of the nerves that actually feed the bladder muscle. So what that means is when a woman has the urge to go to the bathroom, she doesn't have the same level of control as she used to. So the urine can come out uncontrollably before she can make it to the bathroom.
There is also a disorder that is very common where there's a mixed type where women may have stress incontinence and urge incontinence, and I deal with that a lot as well.
The muscles surrounding the bladder give us control, but over time they can weaken. What InTone is actually doing is strengthening and maintaining muscles in the pelvic floor, and the results happen fast.
It's prescribed to use 6 days a week for 12 minutes a day in the comfort of their own home. They should notice, if they're using it correctly, an improvement within 2 to 4 weeks. Depending on the type of urinary incontinence they have, it can take longer, but they should definitely have a benefit and significant improvement by 90 days.
In Control Medical has not only turned a medical page with this revolutionary device, they've put a money-back guarantee on it.
If a patient uses it correctly, as prescribed for 6 days a week, 12 minutes a day, for 90 days, and they have absolutely no improvement, they don't show any improved muscle strength, their symptoms are the same, then the company will actually provide a money-back guarantee, which I think is really good because it's the company sort of being behind their product.
While this problem was once only treatable, with the use of InTone it's now curable. To find out more about the benefits of using InTone or to find a specialist near you, visit www.incontrolmedical.com. Coming to you from Pasadena Urogynecology, I'm Gabrielle Daddario for California Life.
Billy Elliot the musical is out on the road. I'm Audra Stafford, and coming up on California Life, I'll take you behind the scenes of the Tony Award-winning musical.
Well, hello and good morning, and welcome to our show, California Life. We are here this morning to talk about your new book, Man 2.0, Engineering the Alpha. What does that mean, John?
It is not about being the best at everything. It's about being the best version of you so that you can best serve the world. And a lot of times that means being part of a team and playing your part to the absolute fullest. You know, on a football team, the linemen that protect the quarterback are every bit as important as the quarterback himself. And that is what being the alpha is all about.
So I noticed on the book right here, it says foreword by Arnold.
Arnold is the alpha's alpha. And if we couldn't figure out ways that we could work with other driven, confident people, then that would really result in not being able to create the book. Understanding that mentality has helped us work together and work with numerous other people on this monumental project, and it's what's allowed us to work with someone like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
So how is this book different from the other books that we've read?
That's actually a really, really interesting question.
I think what's been great about this is that we really wanted to battle test the concept, and by that, we started with trying to identify all the different problems that were troubling men. And whether that was trouble losing fat, trouble gaining muscle, trouble with your sex life or having energy, and we tried to find out where all these problems derive from. And it came down to that there was this hormonal issue that affected all men. I mean, if you think of hormones, a lot of guys just think that, oh, my hormones won't be an issue until I'm older, or maybe not at all, because a lot of people think of hormones, they think of women. A lot of times we have these symptoms, we have issues that are bothering us, and rather than trying to get the underlying cause of what's bothering them, we attack the symptoms. And the problems that you are having, whether it's losing weight, the problem that you're having with a lot of the diseases that you're suffering from, a lot of them stem from these hormonal issues.
What's the science really behind this?
We had more than 300 men go through this process, and we found out that these guys were not only suffering from low hormone levels such as low testosterone, but also that these levels were being affected as guys as young as their 20s. And then that when we put these lifestyle changes, and this is not talking about needing shots or creams or seeing your doctor, when you just made these everyday changes to your life, hormonal environment improved, and then all these goals that they were struggling to achieve, the fat loss, the muscle gain, the sex drive, all of that came with it. And that's when we really felt that we needed to come out with this idea and share it with everyone, because if it made a difference for more than 300 guys, it probably meant that it was gonna make a difference for all guys.
As a young guy, 25, definitely guys younger than 30, the goal is not so much to start raising testosterone levels, it's to protect them. They're at the highest that they're ever going to be in your life, and you need to make sure that that continues, because once you hit 30, testosterone levels begin to drop 1% per year, unless you take steps to prevent that.
This book is not only just inspirational, but men can kind of turn to this instead of having a trainer or as their trainer.
And the idea here is you don't need to go to the gym for an hour or two. Something really key on is picking the right type of exercises, so these compound movements, things like deadlifts, squats that are going to involve more muscle groups, and making sure that your workouts are more intense. So rather than making your workouts longer, make them shorter and more effective and push that intensity level. And that way you don't have to worry about time being an excuse, and you're going to get a lot more bang for your buck out of that workout than spending endless hours either doing more exercise that you don't need or slogging away on a treadmill.
Great, thank you.
Well, thank you so much for having us. We really do appreciate it.
Man 2.0 has all the answers to your health questions and your fitness questions, and some questions you may not have even thought of. Bringing you the best of California, I'm Gabrielle Daddario for California Life.
I'm Audra Stafford here outside the San Diego Civic Theater, just one of the many California stops on the Billy Elliot Tour. Billy Elliot is a boy with a dream of dance. It's a dream that's shared by pretty much everyone in the cast.
I think for any kid in theater or anyone growing up in dance or music, they know from that age that it's their passion, it's what they want to do, which was the same for me.
Vanessa Russo is the show's dance captain. She's in charge of keeping Billy Elliot's ballet girls on their toes.
They're an incredible group of kids. They come here every day, so willing to put on this performance for everyone out there, and they love what they do.
We're proud to be working class, solidarity forever.
And they work hard.
Solidarity.
When they're not performing night after night.
We have rehearsals every so often, about every week, and we have classes to keep up with our training.
They also have to keep up with their schoolwork.
We have tutors that travel with us, and we go to tutoring from about 10 to 3, and we do school there.
12-year-old Samantha Cutler has been touring with Billy Elliot for 2.5 years.
It's a great show to be in. It sends out a good message.
She says she loves getting to travel.
It's fun. I love seeing all the new sights.
And spend time with her castmates.
There's a bunch of kids, so it's not like you're the only kid on tour.
But Samantha says the best part of her job is getting to hit the stage and entertain.
Just go out there and do the best you can do each night.
Bringing you the best of entertainment, I'm Audra Stafford for California Life.
Finish!
And finally, before we sign off, let's get a taste of the Ritz with Peter Dills.
Hi, it's Peter Dills with a special restaurant adventure. I'm in Newport Beach, California, at a restaurant that my dad featured some 12 years ago. We're gonna go inside, we're gonna have some food, we're gonna have some drinks, we're even gonna go on the patio. We're gonna find out what's changed and what's the same. So follow me, let's go inside. Newport Beach, California, one of my favorite spots along the coast. You know, I love to go to restaurants that have history. I'm at an institution right now. Of course, it's the Ritz restaurant here in Newport Beach. So I've got a question for everybody. Where's Hans Prager?
Where's Elmer Dill?
Okay, touche, Ray, you got me there. Ray Jacoby here, the new partner here. So tell me, the legacy continues on even without Hans.
You know, Hans was the founder, owner 35 years ago, and we're just trying to continue the legacy and high on quality of service and food, and share a lot more memories and stories with you.
There's a lot of competition here in Newport Beach. There's a lot of, as you call them, concept restaurants. How would you describe the Ritz restaurant?
Peter, we're really talking about warmth and hospitality here, heart and soul. That's what we're about. You know, we're not about noise and flash in the pan. This is when you come in, we're gonna understate and over-deliver.
Ray, I hope you don't lose any of those hats.
Those hats have been around for 35 years and I don't think they're going anywhere.
Okay.
But I have selected a couple of our most popular items to share with you. And
gentlemen, start your engines. We have our traditional carousel and our classic Ritz egg served with caviar and our ice-cold vodka. You are in for a treat.
So the egg here is delicious. Would you like to try some? Chew. My mom used to do this. Chew, 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 Ray. No? Okay. All right, so we've got some other dishes on the way?
we've got several dishes on the way, and we're off to a great evening.
We're off to a fantastic start. As the French say, oui, oui, monsieur.
I don't know, I cut the board 3 times, it's still too short.
Okay, so we're ready to eat. That's what it's all about. And we've got a steak and lobster. We've got the bouillabaisse, which is mine, but to share. And what do we got over here?
You have a little ahi salad, and we really have a blending of all food. So it's not so much about land and sea as it is about the balance and the offering on the menu.
Okay, when you wake up in the morning and you're ready to go to work and you close your eyes, what dish are you imagining that you're gonna have for dinner?
It's one of these two. It's either the bouillabaisse or the steak and lobster. All our steak is prime. Our seafood is fresh. We carve it up in the back.
Okay.
We don't do anything frozen.
Here's to you.
And to yours.
Thank you. I rarely use the word incredible, but for this dessert at the Ritz in Newport Beach, I'm going to use it. Peter Dills signing off from the Ritz restaurant in Newport Beach.
That'll do it for us here at California Life. If you missed any part of our show, go to our website, californialifehd.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. We'll see you next time.